Yeah, this is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through your new Salem 31KQBTS. Okay, I'm on the door side and I'm walking towards the rear now. I'll start here at the grill. Now the grill swings out, as I'm sure you already know that, but you will pull this pin and it'll swing out. Okay. Okay. Now you have to plug this in. So they give you an LP hose. To give you an idea how it works in case you don't know. This one, this end here, which you just pull down, push onto the male fitting and let go, connects to here. So you put it on like that and you're all set. Now the other end connects here underneath the trailer, right there. And you have a female end. The only difference is on this one, let me see if I can get in a better position here. On this one, after you connect it, you want to turn, let me see, get in the right position, turn the gas on like that. Okay? That's the only difference. All right? And you have some hot and cold water, a refrigerator. The refrigerator works on 110 AC, and as soon as you plug the trailer in, it turns on. Of course, you've got a light there and a GFCI there. Okay. This trailer comes with a power awning with an LED strip, outside speakers. This is just power for the outside. Right here. This is the fill for the fresh water tank. Now, I don't know what you know about camping. I don't know if you're a beginner or you're experienced, so I'll just assume you don't know, so we don't miss anything. There's two ways to get water to the trailer. There's city water, which is the most common way. That's just regular water fitting, or I mean water line from a tap with a garden hose type fitting on it, and it screws onto the side of the trailer. You just turn it on and you're ready to go. You also have this here. This is the fill for the demand tank. So this has a freshwater demand tank, and you would use this, for example, at an older state park that does not have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station when you first pull into the park. So you would fill your tank here, and then you would use the onboard pump to pump the water. And it pressurizes the system just like a city water would. It's just, you know, for the situations where you don't have that city water, okay? I'll talk to you more about the pump and everything inside. And the city water, when I get around to the other side, I'll show you where it hooks up. That's just the vent for your furnace. This is your water heater. It has a 6-gallon tank. This works on either gas or electric. If you're going to use the gas, let me pull this off of here. You can see right there, I hope. It's very difficult for me to see, but right there, let's see if you can see my finger, there's an on and off switch. That on and off switch is in the lower left-hand corner, right? And it operates the electric heating element. Behind this cover here is electric heating element. That's what you're normally going to use when you're camping, because you're paying for the electricity at the campground, so you just use that. Now you can run this on gas. You get faster recovery with gas. Maybe if more than one person is going to shower in a row, you can kick on the gas and you can get a faster recovery. But 9 times out of 10 you're just going to be using the regular electricity, because you won't be wasting any of your propane or consuming any of your propane on heating water. Okay. This is the drain plug here. It has an anode rod on it, which is a sacrificial rod to keep the minerals from eating away your tank. It screws right in there, okay, and it's that simple. Always pull, or always let the pressure out. Let me see if I got a picture of it. Get the pressure out by doing this before you pull the plug out, so you don't get hurt with the plug flying out or soaked from the water that's going to follow it. Okay. Let me find a place where I can see this better. I'll go around the other side and talk to you about the stabilizer jacks, okay? That's the other speaker, obviously. This is just a hookup for a solar battery charger. It's just that you can get a solar panel, plug it in there and charge your battery if you want. It only charges the battery, will not run the trailer or anything like that. This is your hitch, which will be explained to you when you pick up your trailer. Let me switch hands with the phone here. Also keep in mind that this is a Husky centerline hitch with a built-in sway controller. So you can always go on their website and they've got really good videos on how to operate the hitch also, in case you can't remember everything we tell you. So you can always refer back to that, okay? All right. While I'm here, this crank here is for the tongue jack. Now the tongue jack is a power tongue jack, but if it should happen to fail, you can pull a cap off the top of the jack and stick that crank on there and crank it. To operate your stabilizer jacks, you have this socket here that fits in a drill. It's 3/4 inch. You can use any 3/4 inch socket for the stabilizer jacks, or you can use a crank, whatever. This device here has to do with the awning, getting it in an emergency, and that's something you're going to have to watch the video or read about if you happen to get in that situation. The awnings are very reliable. You shouldn't have any issues with it. They're not like they used to be when they first came out. They're very, very reliable. Okay? All right. So you have a deep cycle marine battery. Let me see if I can get this off here with one hand. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so you got two 20-pound tanks, a deep cycle marine battery. This is the LP regulator. It's an automatic switchover regulator, so it'll draw this tank down first, your door side tank, and then switch over to the off door side tank when the door side tank is empty. So it switches automatically. This is your power tongue jack, up and down, and a hitch light. Also, I told you that I showed you the crank. That's where the crank would go, right in there, okay? If you need to use it. This also has a kill switch for the battery. The reason you would want that is because the carbon monoxide detector and LP gas detectors are hardwired to the battery. So even if you shut everything off and put it in storage, it's still going to draw energy from it. So when you put it in storage, you can shut off the battery with this switch. You only shut it off when it's in storage. All other times you leave this switch on, because your tow vehicle is going to charge your battery when you're pulling it, and the power converter will charge the battery when you're plugged in. Okay? Let me go around here. Slide out, which is in right now. Your wardrobe slide out, which is in right now. Okay, so these are your dump valves. You've got two gray tanks. So you got a valve and a hose hook up there. And this is your main black tank dump here. Your hose goes right on here into the dump station. When these are in, they're closed. So let me close them for you. So what you do is you're going to dump the black tank first. So you take it and you'll dump it like so. Then you're going to dump the gray tank. The reason you do that is because the black water tank is toilet water and toilet waste, and then the gray is sink and shower water. So it's less dirty than the black tank water. So you dump this second in order to clean out the hose a bit. After you've done that, you can come up here to the black tank flush. You'll hook the hose up from the dump station. It's just a regular garden hose. Screws right on there. You turn it on, and it's got jets inside that spray the inside of the black tank. It'll clean it out better. It'll keep your sensors clean so you get a better reading on your monitor panel. It's a really good thing to do. Like it says there on this label, always make sure the black valve is open before you turn the water on when you're using this flush. Okay? And of course, this one you'll dump second. It's just another gray tank. This is just cable and satellite through, just a coax. This is your power cord. It's 25 feet long and 30 amp. We give you a reducer to reduce the 30 amp plug down to a regular 15 amp household plug if you want to plug the trailer in at home. But keep in mind, you can't run the air conditioner off a 15 amp system, because it'll eventually pop the circuit breaker. So you can run everything in the trailer at home, just not the air conditioner, unless you have a 30 amp line wired in, okay? Also, you'll see these plates on the corners of the slide rooms. This is pre-set up for slide toppers. If you want to have a slide topper to cover up your the top of your slide outs, we do sell them. You can talk to our parts people and they can tell you more about it. This is where you hook your city water up. I told you on the other side it has a demand tank where you can pump your own water. This is what you're normally going to use. You just put the hose right on here, turn it on, and you're pressurized, ready to go. This device up here is a housing for a backup camera. This trailer's pre-wired for a backup camera. If you get one, you have to get this brand. It's a Furrion. It has to fit in that housing and there's a plug in there too that has to fit. We do carry those also. If you're interested, you can talk to our parts people. But basically when you turn your running lights on, it lights up so you can see behind you when you're backing up or driving down the road. While we're looking up here, you have to, this is very, very important, you have to inspect your roof 3 times a year. So you figure in the spring and in the fall you're going to go up on the roof, and then once in the middle of the summer. You look at all the sealant on the roof and you look to see if there's any cracks or separations starting. Odds are you won't have to touch anything for years, but you don't know. That's why you inspect it. These trailers flex down the road, so you just have to go up there and inspect it, make sure everything's good and tight. It protects your investment, keeps your trailer nice and dry. It's very important to do that. Okay? One last thing on the outside are the stabilizer jacks. It takes a 3-inch socket like I just showed you there. Plus you have this device called a strong arm, one on each jack. Now this T-handle, you can tighten it and loosen it. Basically you're going to leave it loose, except when you extend the jacks and get it in the position that you want it. Then you'll tighten this T-handle up, and it tightens this right here. So basically you take some of the forward and rearward wiggle out of it. So you'll just get a more stable trailer by using the strong arms along with the stabilizer jacks. You don't lift the trailer with the stabilizer jacks, you just take the wiggle out of it. Okay? Alright. Okay. So let's move inside. The steps, by the way, fold into the trailer, and then you shut the door. Okay. So here we are. Now your trailer hasn't been cleaned yet. Keep in mind, it's not, we haven't got to that point yet. I just have to get these videos done so I don't get too far behind. Okay, now your trailer is de-winterized. We'll take the sticker off when we get to it. So you're ready to camp in this trailer now. To operate the slide out, the main slide out, is right here. So you're going to push this button right here, and this one's going to go out. You see it going out. Always keep in mind you got to look at cupboards. There's a cupboard door. I can't quite reach with my hand here. Let me move around. You know, you want to make sure that cupboard door is shut so you don't catch it and break it with the slide room. There's also doors on the other side you'd have to make sure they're shut. Okay, it'll drop into place and start ratcheting. Then you take your finger off the button. That ratchets so you don't overextend it or over retract it. Okay, so we'll go to the other slide rooms here. Now you got 2 of them back here in the bunk room. You can't open the door because the off door side slide is in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the slides out right here. You can see it. Let me back up so you can see it. There's the bathroom door. There's the slide out control. So we're just going to go out. You'll hear it ratchet when it gets all the way out, just like the main slide out. Like so. Then we'll do the other one. I'll look around while it's going out. Over here you have a fireplace, which I'll show you, in a sound bar. Okay. You can jackknife the couch. You can lower the table into a bed, so you got 2 more beds. Very nice. Okay, we're getting close here. There we go. You heard the ratcheting. So here we are. So every light has a button in the middle. So we'll turn it on. Turn it on. Some more here. Okay, so let's get this one over here. So this one couch jackknifes flat to turn into a bed. I'll do that for you right now. just like that. This one also, this bunk also goes up. Let me put it all the way up for you. Into that position, so for when you're sitting on it, on the couch I mean. This one folds down. Now you always got to have this one up before you put the slot rooms in. Sorry about my camera work here, but I only got one hand here. So you put that down, and then there's 2 mattresses on this one. So you would take one mattress and put it down there, and you got 4 beds here, 2 in the middle, and in your master bedroom. Okay. Now this is you can hang a TV here, and that's your video and your plug for it. This is the power converter. What this does is convert AC power to DC power. So everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. Some things have to be 110 AC, like the air conditioner, the microwave, things like that. So you have regular household circuit breakers here. Then the rest of the power is converted down to 12-volt DC over here. You've got automotive style fuses, and they're all labeled. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Okay, this is also a battery tender, so it senses how much energy your battery needs up front. And if it's totally charged, it'll trickle a couple amps. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to keep it charged, as long as you're plugged in, that is. Okay. All right. So moving forward, the bathroom has a vent with a fan. The fan switch is right there. Whoops, right there. Shower and sink work like any other shower and sink. Now the toilet has a foot pedal. I don't know if you can see it. We're very tight here. Right there. And so when you step on it, the trap opens, and that's the black tank right below. Now if we're hooked up to the water, city water, the water would have come swirling out right now and flushed into the black tank. The one thing to remember is you can't use this dry. So the first thing you do when you hook up your trailer at the campground, you hook up the water, hook up the power. You'll come in here and you'll take your toilet chemical, whichever brand you're using. You put 1 dose in there, and you'll put it right here in the toilet. Then you'll step on the pedal and put about 1 gallon or 2 water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what that is by using any kind of monitor panel or anything. You just have to get used to doing it and get an idea. The bottom line is you got to have chemical and water in there to start using the toilet, okay? Now when you take your foot off, it's only going to fill about this high with water. That's done so the water doesn't slush out when you're pulling it. So there's a spot here where you can't quite see this, but you can push the pedal a little bit and the trap won't open. When you do that, water will come out. So you can fill it as high as you want before you use it and then flush it. But you have to refill it to whatever level you want before you use it each time, okay? Now this drops down into a bed. You just pull the poles out, stow them, and then you drop the table onto these cleats here and fill in the space with the cushions, and you got a bed. This one jackknifes the same as the one in the bedroom, the bunk room did, okay? Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator, so it runs off of 12 volts. So therefore your tow vehicle will keep it running when you're traveling, and your power converter will keep it running when you're plugged in. And that's just a safety so it doesn't fly open in transit. The microwave works like any other microwave. You have a vent hood fan right there. Remember on the vent on the outside, there's a baffle that's shut normally. When you use this fan, you want to reach up and unsnap it so it flaps freely on the outside so it vents properly. Okay, you have kind of a... Okay, let me see if I hope he has gas turned on. I don't know. It sounds like it. Yeah, so you can just spark it by turning this clockwise. Let me do it once more so you can see it. You turn it on to high, then you'll spark it and it lights. Okay, you just turn it clockwise. The oven, let me look and see what kind we have here. Okay, the oven has to be lit with a lighter, a grill lighter. So what you'll do is you put this on pilot. It's just a picture of a flame. Then you depress it and hold it. Then you'll take a grill lighter and you'll go under there, and all the way in the back you can see there's a pilot light, and you'll light the pilot light. When it lights, you'll hold it for 10 or 15 seconds. Hold this for 10 or 15 seconds, still depressed, and then you let go of it and go to whatever operating temperature you want, and it'll cycle on and off like a regular oven. But when you go back to off, the flame goes out, and so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use it, okay? Now, you have to winterize this trailer. I can't really explain it to you in this video. You're going to have to educate yourself. There's YouTube videos, there's friends, fellow campers, if you don't already know. But the bottom line is, if you pull these 2 screws out, they're number 2 square-headed screws, like every other screw in the trailer, and take this panel off, and there'll be a winterizing line that you can use. Also, the water heater has to be bypassed before you pump any antifreeze into it. You can't really see that well back here, but I guess you can. There are valves and a bypass line. You have to learn about those, and you always have to bypass it when there's antifreeze in it or when you're putting antifreeze in, because you can't get antifreeze in the water heater because it leaves a really foul taste, and you won't be able to get rid of it. It gets kind of a bad smell also. Okay, you have a remote for your fireplace. I don't know if we're plugged in here. Let me see. Well, we're not now. I guess we were, but somebody unplugged us. Great. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll explain it to you. There's a fan inside, and you can run it off or low or high to blow air out of it. There's a thermometer, or a thermometer. There's a thermostat, which will let you set the temperature, and you can also change the color of the fire, and there's a timer on it, so you can set the timer, okay? Your sound bar has 2 zones. 1 is inside, 2 is outside. You can stream off this USB. This is HDMI in. It's a regular radio, plus, like I said, you can stream. And it also has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet and play your videos that way, or your MP3s. And this has a TV backer here. This is where you would hang the TV. There's a backer. It's about 10 inches square, something like that. If you get a swing out bracket for this, make sure you get one that locks back into place. It's worth the extra money. Otherwise, you would have to have straps that are always hanging there, and they don't look really good. So that's a good idea to do that. The bedroom is the bedroom. The bed pulls up, and you got like a foot locker with some bins underneath it. The escape window works like so. You can use that just for ventilation, but if you have to escape, you can push this all the way through, and you can grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and then you can just roll out, do a double flip, and land on your feet. Okay. And back to the control panel. So this is also I showed you the slide out button. This is the awning. So you want to extend the awning. You're going to go just like this and extend it out. You're going to take it out till you see the awning tube. So you just keep an eye on it. And when the tube appears, hopefully you can see it on this video, right there you're all the way out with it. And you can use those knobs that are on each arm there to pitch it. You just pull down the awning and tighten the knob on it, and it'll hold it in place so you can pitch it. Also, you have lights. This is your LED, and then this is the light over the slide out, which is another LED strip. I told you could run the water heater on gas. This would right here would light it on gas. Always make sure there's water in the water heater before you light it. You never light it or turn on the element without water in it. This is for your onboard water pump that I told you about. And this is how you check your levels. Your battery, you see, is totally charged. They all light up. But you want to check this when you're not plugged in. Your fresh water is empty. You can see as you fill it, it'll go up 1/3 increments till it's full. Your black tank is the same way. It's empty. Your gray tank, which is empty, and your galley tank, which is actually a gray tank. The galley is just the sink, so it's the gray tank for the sink. That's empty too. I think I've just about covered it. We'll look at the thermostat. And hold on one second. Let me just look and see what. Okay. And you punch this once to light it up. Then you can scroll through it. fan, that's just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then you have the cool, which is the air conditioner. You always want to go on auto. Auto is the best way. And then you have heat. Okay. Now everything has a delay to it, so you'll have to wait 5 seconds or so, 10 seconds sometimes. You may have heard the heat just came on, but everything has a lag time, on and off, so you have to keep that in mind. I'm just going to turn it back to off because it's getting warm out. Okay. Alright, so I think I've covered everything here. There's one more thing I'm looking for right now. Okay, right here. This is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. Remember I told you this was hardwired to the battery. It's green right now. It should always be green. If it ever goes off, you go outside, shut off your gas, and figure out what's going on. This will detect carbon monoxide buildup or an LP gas leak, okay? Alright, well thank you very much for purchasing from National RV Detroit. If you have any questions, you can call us. And there are basically videos you can look at online. Try to stick with the manufacturer's videos if you can. There is a manual for every appliance in here that comes with the trailer, and you should be all set. So thank you very much and goodbye.